Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, other part of the world. My name is Merly Bolden, and today is my sixth day of my Go Live journey with my business partners. And today is a live interview with my one of the business partners that we have. And if we haven't met yet, I've been in this online business for 3 years yesterday. 3 years. So it's been really a great journey for me being in a 6 year 3 years in the business. So today I am here with Rico, and he is a little bit late right now, but he for sure will be here. All right. So here he is. So Rico, how are you?
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, or whichever time it is around the part of the world you're listening from. I am good. How are you?
I am doing great. So thank you so much, first of all, for being here with me. And I am so grateful that even though you're so busy, you have time for me to have you in my page. So
Hey, I feel so humbled to be here. Sorry, I was running a little behind.
that's okay.
I was just running downstairs and I hugged my daughters quickly as they were heading straight to bed. I said, "Okay, guys, I'm going on a Zoom. Good night. I'll tuck you in after I'm done with my Zoom." So, hey, I am here now.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I know isn't that really busy life with kids and everything that we do in life, right? So
Absolutely. It's a good busy. It's a good busy. It's busy with family. So that's a good thing.
exactly. So today I would like to ask you to introduce yourself first before we continue.
Well, thank you. My name is Rico Leon, and I'm a down to earth guy. I'm just a common man. Some friends like to say they're not the sharpest tool in the shed. I like to say I'm not the sharpest tool around at all. Um, but I love life and I love to live life to the fullest. I am a pastor by vocation and just love to preach. I love to see people coming to know Christ. So my wife and I have dedicated our lives to be missionaries to serve and the third worlds and the country, the home country where I was brought up as a
Wow.
missionary.
Mm-hmm.
So we serve as missionaries, church planters, and we organize places to help young people who grew up in the orphanages to find a way to be independent in life when they get older after the age of 18 so that they could be transition and
Mm-hmm.
be independent young adults who contribute back into the society. So that's who I am. And as of 2.5 years, I am a beyond proud digital entrepreneur.
Wow, thank you so much. That's a lot of great story there that you share with us. And well, I will go right away into our question for the first one. So, what was your pains and struggles before you an online business?
Pain and struggles. My goodness, you sure you have time to listen to all of them?
Yeah, yeah, some of them, right?
Pain and struggles. Well, beside being broke and being tired of being broke, that was like the common thing of why
Right.
you start a business to just free yourself from having to look at a jug of milk 2 or 3 times and wonder whether or not you want to put it in your cart to take home.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things about me mostly was my time. I really, really, really needed to get time to spend with my 4 kids and my wife to truly treasure that. Um, as a missionary, one of the things that people probably don't know is how do you fund a missionary world
Right.
when you, especially when you're doing big projects, like we have really really big projects on the go. And in order to fund that, it takes a lot of like time to travel and fundraising nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And fundraising means I would find myself with my family traveling from New York to California or from PEI to Vancouver, that's Canada and the US, going from province to province or state to state, trying to go from church to church, talking to people, building relationships, and raising money, raising the
Mm-hmm.
dollars.
Right.
And it was one thing to do that as a young person, but doing it as with a family of 6 people gets a little tough, going from hotel room to hotel room, or sleeping in people's basements or being on a different table every day. I mean, it's great meeting with people, but after a while it gets tiring.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of the things that I was just like, if I could find a way to change that, that I don't have to really rely on this excessive fundraising. Now, don't get me wrong, I appreciate and welcome people's donation into to the ministry. It's not my ministry, it's God's ministry.
Right.
But if I could minimize the excess of I have to, and this is the key word right here, that I have to do it. If I could just remove that I have to, I would feel like, wow, I feel like I just won the lottery. So this was the biggest running thing in the background, just like, okay, what must I do to remove the I have to? And this
Mm-hmm.
is the answer I've been able to solve in the last 2.5 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's a thing because having like four kids, if you only have one or two, that would be different, right?
Yes.
And but having four plus you and your wife, that is definitely not easy
No.
to go from house to house or state to state, or different country. Having
Hmm.
four altogether is not. I mean, six altogether is not really easy. Yeah.
A lot
So
of work.
yes, oh, absolutely. A
And
lot of
we go through a lot of groceries.
Oh my, yeah, I believe it. Oh my. So the second question is why did you decide to have an online business? I know that that's part of the struggle that you have probably because of all this fundraising that you put in. But why did you decide and how did you find this business?
Good. That's a good question. And I think it's almost same, but very different as well.
Mhm.
Because why did I decide to choose to start this business among many other millions of others that I could have also chosen to start, right? I started looking actively back in 2007 when I realized like, okay, something needs to change. Something needs to change. I was tired of being tired of doing the thing that I love. And this is the key part. Why is it that I am so beat down, tired of doing the things that I love?
Mhm.
And to the point where I'm getting just I'm not enjoying this anymore. I love it. I love visiting with people, but when it becomes a more like a duty, a task, more so than just something that is it's a passion, the game changes. Then I just like, man, I don't want to see another person because the stress that came with it. And I started actively looking. And as I was looking, I tried many different things. I literally tried many different things.
Mhm.
You can name it, I did it. Matter of fact, I even tried like a brick and mortar kind of business, right?
Right.
I went and spent my money. I bought like a truck and I said, okay, I'm going to be a junk removal guy and I'm going to build a company over junk removal company. And I was looking at the same picture the wrong way because I knew my passion was always helping people. I didn't
Mhm.
want to lose sight of my passion, and especially to be in the third world and helping people. And all of a sudden, I spent money, bought a big truck just so that I could start a new company. And in my mind, I was going to have other drivers, I was going to have managers managing this company. Then I thought, like, what's going to happen when I go back down to Haiti, being on the ground? Why would I want to be managing workers and managers and spending money on engines? And why would I want to put myself through this? And praise be to God, that didn't work out. So, but I tried it,
Yeah.
and I went to Amazon. I put money into Amazon. I
Mhm.
tried it. I tried and tried and tried and tried because I was actively looking for something until I believe God sent this business and landed on my lap because it checked all the boxes. It answered all the right questions. It let me know, like, no, this is an automated system that can work for you, whether you're in Haiti or in Canada or in Africa or in Europe. No matter where you go, it's working for you. You don't have managers to be managing. You don't have people to worry about. You don't have to knock on people's door and on and on. And I'm just like, man, check, 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 check. All these boxes kept checking off. When I realized all my boxes was all checked out, I just like, this is it. I can do this and I can have peace of mind and don't worry about it. So this is why I actually chose to start this business is number one,
Mhm.
not only because of the frustration, but because this business literally checked all the boxes for me.
Mm-hmm. So you definitely see a lot of potential in this business for you and for your family and for your ministry. Seems like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolute. It's what I call peace of mind beyond peace of mind because it answers the right questions.
Mhm.
It can provide the financial security. And of course, the number one is time freedom, time with my
Right.
family. It does both.
Right. Oh my, that's really amazing story, Ricot. So the third one is, what is the biggest results or change that happened when you started your own online business?
Biggest result. Biggest results is the fact that I don't spend most of my time checking my bank balance as I used to anymore. That has hugely changed. And to have the pleasure of taking a family of six and say, yeah, you know what, we're just gonna take the weekend off and we'll spend the time at a hotel and just enjoy it. Just let the kids just go swim in a swimming pool without feeling the weight on my shoulders and the stress is
Mhm.
huge, hugely significant. And of course, as I shared a little bit of the early on, I don't have to travel as much, being on different couches or going from place to place anymore. I don't have to do that anymore because remember I said I don't have to. I have the
Mhm.
biggest changes that I have removed the have to. Now
Wow.
I get to, and there's a big change. I get to, not have to. The have to was killing me, but get to is enjoying. I get to visit with people now because I choose to go visit with people, but I don't go do it because I have to go visit with people. And
Right.
that is the single biggest transformation and change in my life because all of a sudden I'm enjoying what I'm doing now. I'm enjoying parenting. I'm enjoying spending the time with my kids. It's not a task, it's an enjoyment because
Mhm.
the stress is out of the picture and the joy has come into my heart. So I think I am re-fired up and I am re-passionate all over again. So that's huge.
Wow. Yeah, that is really a big deal, because with all the time that you spend with your family going to places, and
Mhm.
like you said, you have to, then there's a lot of weight on our shoulder, right? But
Yes.
yeah, so I guess that you decide, definitely your decision makes a big difference in
Mhm.
your family and in your ministry, and
Ah,
now you can do so many things without worrying about how you're going to get the fund and help others that
yes.
who needed it.
Yes. And so you're so right. Like one of the dreams I once had, that's way back when I first started our nonprofit organization. And I said that I didn't even know how this dream was ever gonna be. I remember saying, I want to be one of the biggest donors to my organization.
Mm-hmm.
And now when I said that, people laughed, chuckled, and just like, you're the missionary, you're the bottom feeder. You're the one who's not you just put in your time. But not only I wanted to put in all my time and energy, but I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be one of the biggest donors financially as well to really push this thing forward the way that I was envisioning it. And guess what? This is becoming the reality.
Wow, what that is so awesome that you are able to do that now with your family. So, thank you so much for doing that, because there's so many people out there that needed all kinds of help financially and also spiritually. And you as a pastor is definitely making a difference in their lives also by doing that and helping them out.
Yes.
So, yeah. So the last one is, what would you advise to those who want to join but are very skeptical about the business?
This is this is something you'll always find in life. People will always be afraid to do, afraid to start. But as a Bible guy, as a pastor, I love the Bible. There's a story I really love in the Bible. He's the story of Peter. Peter, one of the disciples of Jesus, and one time they were all sitting in the boat and they turn around on the lake. As the story goes, they saw a ghost, they thought it was, and it was Jesus walking on the water coming at them. And Peter just like didn't believe. He was very skeptical. But what they don't tell us if all the other guys were also skeptical. And Peter said, like, you sure it's you? Oh, yes, it's me. You sure? Yes.
Yeah.
And Peter said, if it's truly you, why don't you command me to get out of the boat and walk on the water to you as you are walking on the water to me?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as the story goes, Jesus says, like, well, get out the boat and come. And Peter got out of the boat and he walked on the water. And I have to imagine what the other guys on the boat were thinking.
Yeah.
This can't be happening. This is not true. This is not real. But here's the thing. Oftentimes we go on the experience that Peter looked down and he sunk and all this stuff. Yeah, well, we all know the story. We've heard it a million times. But the only thing is the only guy we know of in any time in history, as story goes, is Peter was the only guy who ever had the opportunity and the chance to ever walk on water. He defied gravity. He did something that nobody else perhaps in life will ever do in life. I mean, seriously,
Right, right.
involved, he was able to defy skepticism to walk on water and walk and tried it. And he did, according to the story that we read, right? So, what I would tell other people is just like you will always find there's more skeptics than those who take the risks.
Mm-hmm.
But the choice is yours whether or not you will be part of the many, part of the crowd, or you will be the very few who said, like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I only live one time in life. There's only one life to live. Let me just try. Let me be the daredevil. Let me just try something new. Because those who try are those who experience, who find things out. My favorite story, of course, and I'll end with this, of course, is the story of people playing in a stadium. That I really love this illustration because to me it always hits home. When you go to a stadium, let's say a soccer game like World Cup, 80,000 people will sit in the arena. 80,000, 100,000, lots and lots and lots of people. The noise is a tremendous, it's loud, the energy is epic. But all these people are shouting and screaming, and some of them are being mad. You should have kicked the ball. Why did you do this? Let's do this. And they're all barking order, cheering, or whatever they're doing, right? 100,000 plus people. But when you look at who are they cheering at, who are they screaming at? They're screaming at like a mere like 22 people who's in the big field running, sweating and hurting and trying to score goal. And they are the one that's the center of the attention. They're screaming at these guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to think at the end of the day, who goes home with the trophy? Who goes home and gets paid? The only ones who get paid are the ones who are running and bruising themselves and falling and agonizing. There's only 22, there's very few of them. But
Yes.
the majority of those who were criticizing all these guys, they had to pay to come and look at the guys who gets paid. Now I
Mm-hmm.
keep thinking, like, why in the world would I be part of the majority, be the skeptical one, to be the criticizing one, to be part of the many who just gonna pay to just watch other people play the game? I'd say, like, hey, why don't you leave the arena, join us on the field, and play the game? Because skeptic never pays. Skepticism does not pay. But
That,
those who get hurt, those who absorb the criticism, those who are running, those are the one who actually goes home with the trophy. And I am here on earth to go home with a trophy. That's my view.
well, thank you so much, Rico. That is absolutely amazing share that you've done for us today. And I hope to those of you who are still thinking and being skeptical. And just like Rico said, we have to go home with a trophy instead of
Yes.
just sitting there and cheering for others and getting paid, paid for it instead of us getting paid for. So thank you so much everyone for watching, and thank you Rico for being here with us today or with me today. And to my viewers, thank you so much for being here and supporting us. And I hope that you guys will have a great evening. And again, thank you Rico. And have a good
Thank
night.
you so much. I appreciate your time and thank you so much for the invite. And everybody who's watching live or on replay, be blessed. And I wish you the very best for the next 12 months ahead.
Thank you so much. Bye.
See ya.